Claude just released Opus 4.8, its newest model, and it costs the same as Opus 4.7, but 3 times cheaper. So in this video, I'm going to go through what some of the features of this new model, what does it mean for you, and how you can use this model right away in Claude Code alongside with the newly released dynamic workflow feature. Let's get straight to it. So just now, they released the new model Opus 4.8. If you've been using Claude Code, you would know that usually we have been using Opus 4.7, the most powerful Anthropic model, and now it's a new model. So what's different? So the main difference is that it's going to cost exactly the same as the Opus 4.7, but the model is going to be working 2.5 times the speed. If you've been using Claude Code, you would know that with Opus 4.7, it's usually take like a few minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes to do tasks, which is very annoying because you need to wait for such a long time, especially if you turn on like the high reasoning effort. But now with Opus 4.8, it's actually just naturally can work almost 3 times the speed as 4.7, while more intelligent and the same price as Opus 4.7. So this is kind of the main advantages of this. Now there's a bunch of stats you can look at, but I'm not going to go over them. But the main thing about using Opus 4.8 is that it has a built-in guardrail. They call it honesty. What that means is that a lot of times your experience with ChatGPT or other AI models, they tend to make claims that's just simply not true. For example, they can make up statistics, they can make up facts that they're very confident, but they are wrong. Obviously, this is a huge problem with reliability between users because users can just copy paste what's been outputted by these AI models, but they're actually factually wrong and could cause a bunch of disasters. So with Opus 4.8, they literally have made progress in this specific aspect, and it makes sure that the AI models will flag uncertainties about its works and less likely to make unsupported claims. So really what this really does is Opus 4.8 will kind of evaluate its own work and to see if it's the claims that it's trying to make, if it's actually true based on information on the internet or sources that it researches, for example. And I guess the other thing that's launching at the same time with Opus 4.8 is the dynamic workflow, which I'm going to go through here as well. So what this really is that usually with Opus or with Claude Code, usually you just use one agent, right, which is the Claude Code agent to do tasks. But a lot of times with very difficult tasks, for example, if you need to migrate a database, or if you have like that touches hundreds of files, or you basically have a big code base that you're trying to look for a bug, or there's a plan that you want to stress test from a lot of different angles, that's like it's a big project, etc. Single agent is not enough. So therefore you would need to use something called dynamic workflows. So dynamic workflows essentially will no simple token, but what this actually does is that Claude will itself, the main agent, the Claude Code agent, will write some what we call orchestration scripts. Think of it like a planner. So it would be able to deploy 10 to even hundreds of parallel Claude sub-agents in one single session. So these AI agents, hundreds of them, will work together at the same time on different tasks and then basically sync at the end in order to perform this big project, this big task. And this is what we call dynamic workflow. So let me just open up Claude Code real quick. I'm using the Visual Studio Code extension inside the terminal, and I just type in prime, which is actually a built-in command for me, because in my Claude workspace, it has everything, it has all the files saved about my business, myself, and all the context. So every session, it will run this command so that it has all the context of my business and be able to use that context to do certain tasks, essentially. But for me, I want to show you how we can actually change the model, and to do that, just type in /model. And from here, you can see the default right now is Opus 4.8 with 1 million context. Just click default. Yep. So now we set the model to Opus 4.8 and will be saved as default for new sessions. And now we're ready to use Opus 4.8. And now in order to combine this with the dynamic workflow, there are 2 ways that you can do this. The first method is literally just prompt Claude. So I'm going to say something like, I would like to audit every single one of my YouTube channel or across my channel and provide a report and then generate 20 content ideas. Just say using workflow. This is the first way to prompt it, which is using workflow, as you can see. But as soon as I type workflow, it will say dynamic workflow requested for this turn. You can click this to ignore, but for now, I actually want to run this workflow. That's the first way to do it. This is the easiest way to do it, is using workflow, and we'll automatically know to use dynamic workflow, right? So I'm going enter that. And then it will say, I will audit your entire YouTube channel and generate 20 content ideas via a workflow. First, let me pull your actual video data from database, so the workflows run on real numbers, not guesses. Right, see, it's trying not to make things up, and then it's running a script to connect to my YouTube channel, and then let me put a catalog on the workflow that wrote data, and then it has the full catalog, and then we're also putting competitor data, etc., to scan through all the videos. Right, so again, it's doing like it's running kind of again just a step-by-step process of doing that. And now you can see it's already running the workflow to actually do this. So you can type in /workflows in order to monitor it, but you can see the workflow is running in the background, is executing 4 phases. The one is audit, right? 5 parallel analysts running again the performance, packaging, topic links, etc. Synthesize to actually merge them to a report, and then ideate using free idea generators in order to produce 30 plus content ideas, and then rank them, right? So there's 4 different steps. And you can see here is YouTube audit idea. So this workflow is currently running, and you can keep track of the progress on here. You can see like 0 out of 5 agents done, and you can wait till, like, for example, it finishes running the entire workflow, and you can just type in /workflows, right? And you can see here the 5 agent that is running at the moment. So in each phase, there are 5 different agents, and you can see there's the audit, which is the strategic gaps. This finished, that's the first agent done, and then you still have different agents. You can see the second agent is about formatting, and then topic lanes, packaging, and performance. And these agents are running in parallel, so they're not like one by one, but they're all running at the same time. And you can see 4 of these agents already finished running as I am speaking. You can see the amount of tokens that it costs, and how many tools it used in order to perform the tasks, and the amount of time it takes to actually finish running. And as you can see, finish the first phase now, and then it will be going to the second phase, right? And then each phase has its own number of agents, essentially. So yeah, this is kind of an idea. Let me just click escape in order to go back. So yeah, this is actually how you'll be able to use dynamic workflows to plan out very complicated and long-running tasks, essentially. And the other way, just so you know, is through the /effort menu. If you click on that, you can choose to have the workflow called Ultra Code, which is extra high effort. So right by default, it's in high effort. Now you can have this Ultra Code mode, which is in the X high reasoning effort and using workflow. So if you click on that, you can change the effort level and say yes, change to X high, and you can see this like colored there, and then you can just like tell it to perform certain tasks, and it will work kind of exactly the same way as playing this workflow. But because my task is actually not that complicated that requires Ultra Code, so I just do this in normal kind of high reasoning effort and just call workflow. But if you want really long and complicated tasks, I recommend changing the effort level to Ultra Code, and then planning out your workflow this way. So hopefully you now know what the ways to use dynamic workflows, combining with the best state-of-the-art model, which is Opus 4.8. And just very quickly, I'll be doing a live teardown of a real client agent build on the 3rd of June, so next Wednesday at 7 p.m. BST. And if you're something that you're interested, you want to see what an actual AI production build for a client actually looks like, I'll breaking down everything. So if you want to join, it's completely free. You can just use the link in the description to sign up for this event. And yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of content, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.